Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane. The one, the only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland. Off here to a 1v1 on Mill Road. There's not really a lot of mills except those two there. But anyways, off here to a fight of the ages. In the north it is Angreifen. In the south it is StaffSergeant. Fighting here for the German army and the Soviet armies respectively. We got defensive here for StaffSergeant with light tank guns, heavy mortars, advanced fortifications, heavy machine guns, and the anti-tank Overwatch versus Spearhead, Mechanized and Mobile Defense. A Grenadier M4 start versus a double conscripts. So off to those as always, a big hearty thanks to my patrons supporters who keep the Propagandacast running with their generous patron support there. So big thanks to all those. Other people can join ranks by Patreon themselves. Links are in the video description. So machine gun forts here for Angreifen. Grenadiers following up here, heading westwards there. Pioneer southwards. Double conscript so far here for StaffSergeant. Should probably expect some heavy mortars and dishkas, and very likely some anti-tank Overwatch as well. Machine gun advancing in the center here. Grenadiers they're following up as well. Might be planning to actually try and push straight for the car point with this kind of setup, perhaps even. Bit bold there, but I mean the way suggesting machine gun to grab the point and sort of try and cover here and there could indicate, and the fact it's going to just move straight ahead indicate that he's going to go straight for the car point. Pioneer space in the south, sandbags part wire here on the car. Steady advance there. No, the Grenadiers are actually just setting up behind the heavy cover. Second Grenadier score almost on there for Angreifen, but I was starting to think like he was going to go straight for the car point there. I like to have done that, so I definitely know the feeling. Now he does go for it. Guess he just wants to make sure the machine gun, you know, wasn't left behind in a sense that could cover the Grenadiers. And there you go, guns going for the compensation up here on the conscripts, but does catch him out in the open, suppresses the squad here. Excellent setup here for Angreifen. Comes they're down to 4 men, 3 men. Less than half health conscripts flying around here. Grenadiers quickly pop into the heavy cover from another angle there, so the conscripts can't get easily clear shots. Machine going up there. More Grenadiers running here for Angreifen. The push in the car point is very much going off so far. Reasonable well. Here we got a third Grenadiers got there for Angreifen and the German army. Machine gun setting up here. Grenadiers caught there. Right outside the base by an MG42. Quickly suppressing the men, then we got the conscript up the flank here, and a engineer squad moving up behind Unguard's machine gun position here. The Grenadiers, of course, quickly moving in to shut off any potential flanks. And there you go. StaffSergeant, I think, makes the realization that his best move is probably to try and force Angreifen to have to deal with the situation elsewhere, away from the carve point, rather than trying to constantly attack entries. He's actually going for Angreifen's carve point here, with some of the conscripts and the fuel point there as well. And I think that's actually a fairly smart move here by StaffSergeant. Again, you could constantly try and attack with the machine gun backed up by 2 Grenadier squads around his own carve point, but by forcing him to shift away there, apart from him using about there, he does successfully more easily force opponent off the carve point. That's it, losing the engineer squad there. Great kill for Angreifen. We've got the find for the fuel point here and the carve point. In this car, the sandbags actually end up helping StaffSergeant as Angreifen's Pioneer. So, quite a bit of maneuvering here in the early game between these two players. Almost got the fuel point there. Half secured here. Grenadiers heading southwards there. Will he go make another push for the cover? We've got StaffSergeant quickly lay down some mines around the path towards this carve point. Obviously, not keen on having Angreifen put his jackboots on it again, if possible. North East point being grabbed the conscripts. Front of it's routed. Medics there for StaffSergeant. He's popping in there. Back here, bunker up there, plus tech for Angreifen. Fighting here for the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadier and StaffSergeant for the 3rd Guards Mechanized Corps. Grenadiers moving forward here, heading southwards there. Looking to quickly claim there, but still managed to grab the fuel point even here. So, nice bit of a comeback there from StaffSergeant Angreifen. More mines, very good against the Germans. In particular, the Wehrmacht. Mines are great because that's 30 munitions. That can going to do 60 manpowers worth of damage. And of course, more crucially, in a squad out of 4. That's like half the squad gone with a single mine. That is amazing. And say you get 2 Grenadier squads hitting that, that's possible like 2 squads at half strength. So certain mines in that sense tend to have a, shall we say, outsized impact on German infantry squads for the Wehrmacht, simply again due to that little fact that which tends to make them so powerful. which really tends to mean a lot of the time you really want minesweepers as the Wehrmacht against the Serbs, unless you know... I have a very good suspicion they're not going to lay down mines, because otherwise the Serbs can really make you regret not going for minesweepers. So far though, good pressure from StaffSergeant against Angreifen, again hitting the car front again. Suddenly again, Angreifen's initial successful aggressive push is being turned against him, and every move he's now taking is sort of in a sense being frustrated. He's going to need some tools here to gain back control of the field here. Armored cars, of course, excellent tool for that. 250 half-tracks, also a nice tool, but typically more overlooked. You could also just go for more infantry or machine guns. Another option would be S-mines. Meanwhile, we got the heavy mortar out here for StaffSergeant, the HM38 heavy mortar. Constable southwards here, laying down some trip wire flare mines. Not quite as impactful in terms of like casualties, but still be quite annoying for the cost. And of course, they do provide a nice bit of, you know, illumination. To there for Angreifen. No minesweepers yet. Very bold, very bold. Of course, he's yet to see the mines. And of course, he might be just, you know, one of those people who desperately hopes the Serb opponent has never heard of mines. And in fact, coming from that particular part of Siberia where they don't understand mines. Of course, he's going to have a rude awakening on that one. Grab the southern point here. And it is moving northwards here for the glory of the German army. Control up here behind the sandbags. 2-2 out there for Angreifen. Sonderkraftfahrzeug 222. We mortify here against the Grenadiers. Direct hit. Doesn't kill anyone. I imagine much to his relief, but does leave the Grenadiers in a state where they pretty much retreat and they're going to a mine. 2 men dead. And a mortar from Angreifen as well. Thumbs up to that. A Granatenwerfer. Always a nice addition here. Armored car sets off the flare mine. That is pretty good there for Angreifen. Armored car, of course, takes no structural damage from that. Did you hear something, Otto? I don't know, maybe ran over someone's dog. Armored cars that come to the nears here. Grenadiers backing up. Got the German mortar ready here. The Granatenwerfer 34. North here, Pioneer pushing back the conscripts. Heavy mortar going to work here against Angreifen. Noting no barraging yet. Angreifen's mortar being hauled forward to the front line here. Main course try and barrage his opponent's mortar for that. Some Wehrmacht players would not bother going for mortar if the opponent have set heavy mortar out themselves, of course, but Angreifen is definitely one of those bolder Wehrmacht players who don't quite give an arse about that. E-mortar busy up north here, trying to silence the MU-42. Risky here, but gets the machine gun out of position. E-mortar, I think, spotted there by the Grenadiers and is quickly forced to withdraw here. Grenadiers busy with the conscript around the calf point. They quickly also forced away here. Angreifen winning a small string of victories here and there that is forcing StaffSergeant here to withdraw from the front line. Very good here. Tank will be being put out here. That's probably going to be a T-70, though could also be an anti-aircraft tactic. Honestly, like, both are very viable options. Rifle grenades off the training conscripts. Pack forward here. We are at the 7-8 minute mark. Typically, you're going to expect like a T-70 around this point or an anti-aircraft tactic. So, you know, going for an anti-tank gun around here is a very smart move. Meanwhile, for Angreifen, he's on the end a bit behind on resources, so he's not going to be like pushing for any fast armor. And we see there, StaffSergeant goes for the M5 half-track, so quad mount anti-aircraft upgrade, and of course means he wants to preserve a bit of munitions there for a faster mechanized armor company, and that way fast upgrades for his conscripts and faster T-34s. Overall, very sensible choices there. Mortar they're bombarding, hoping to catch some Soviets with it, but so far not having the greatest amount of luck. That said, it has an incredibly low cooldown, so like if one barrage doesn't work out, you can just start barraging at another target shortly afterwards. A mortar fire going at it again here. Getting some damage in, but fortunately for Angreifen, no real casualties. Admittedly, so is mortar so far not really either. At the same time as all this happening here, though, we can see that Angreifen got the western field point here with his Pioneer with minesweepers aiming forward to captain the conscript here. Happening forwards there, goes straight into the Pack 40 in the armoured car. M17 anti-aircraft tactic suffers an immense amount of damage here. And he's in fact at high risk of getting knocked out here by the Germans, but somehow here Staff Sergeant is narrowly able to hold his anti-aircraft half-track to safety. That set though, Unguard course senses weakness here, sends in his 2-2 here to take out the half-track. At least attempt to, but there you go, taking a series of, well, trying to take a series of back roads. He was trying to get into the base, but sadly the power thing betrayed Staff Sergeant like it best betrayed many players before him. Armored car catching the easy out in the open, forcing them back. A mortar fire there, it's narrowly missing the grenadiers. Do get tech fan, Angreifen not slowing down. No commander yet though, has me thinking spearhead here, maybe mechanized. Mobile defense at this point seems a bit unlikely. I think he'd gone for it a bit sooner, in part because a lot of players who, as of late, go for it because the counter-attack tactics ability is actually really good in terms of like just quickly grabbing a lot of points. And Angreifen, I believe, is one of those players who's actually like strongly aware of that. So I don't think he's going to go for mobile defense at this point. More likely it's going to be mechanized or spearhead here. Another half-track here for Staff Sergeant. Again, also one of the advantages of the half-track there. Like, you know, you can go for two of them and you're not like going to set yourself too far behind on fuel compared to just, you know, T-70. So he's probably feeling confident to get away with another one here versus Angreifen. And he's arguably not entirely wrong. Making another push here for the Sun fuel point. Consort in the center of the Grenadiers. Need to withdraw here before they get utterly hosed out of existence. Mortar then needs to get back in the field here. No kills on that one yet. Neither on Staff Sergeant A mortar. Interesting there. Neither mortars really yet to like make a significant impact. But there goes second half check out here for Staff Sergeant. Another M5. Lindley's half track. Got the armored cars in the east and south here. U-42 sees in the center. Support armor core halfway down there for Angreifen, and he has in fact gone for mechanized for the command tanks. 250-1 half jacks, vehicle critical repair, spotting scopes, and of course the howitzer. North Grenadiers and Engineers. After comes the Grenadiers here, a bit of a standoff around the centre, up north and sort of at the edges of the map here. While seeing attempts to sort of break through here and there, but not with like any major attempts. Like entertaining their hiding out still here, hoping to catch something from Angreifen and knock it out of the war. Mortar exchanging, there we go. You can see here though, Angeifen's mortar trying to snuff out Staff Sergeant's mortar, not quite able to do the job fully, but was close though, was close. Very close to one than the German mortar. Fair amount of manpower flood. He's already got the support armor core up. Thumbs up, so he's getting out in time. He could consider some punching under here. He could also, I suppose, consider another mortar. Consequence of the Grenadiers here as he pushes westwards again, making another attempt there for the western field point. Meanwhile, mechanized armor company up there for Staff Sergeant. There we go, German mortar gaining veterans, one of them abiding the conscripts there. Barraging them. Finally scoring a kill there. So he mortar at it again. Could go for Stuke 3G here. Probably won't go for Stuke 3G, but he could go for Stuke 3G. We'll have to see what he goes for. Could be a command tank. Could be an Ostwind. Could be a regular Panzer IV. All options are very much on the table. Northwest here, though, seems to be where most of the forces are right now. Angreifen in position, most of his infantry, with backed up with the anti-tank gun. Armored car car in the center and the south. We got Elo and Grenadier squad there as well. Anti-tank being hauled forward, modify the engineers. Southeast here, Grenadiers catching the engineers out in the open to try to push the southern victory point here, and of course they're having none of it. Yevgeny drops that. There's the Grenadiers, make short work of them. Dimitri follows him to afterlife here in the center. Armor covers the engineers backed up with light into tank gun. And up north here, Pioneers. Quick to remember, they have got somewhere else to be. And there you go. Angreifen does in fact commit here to a command tank. He befehls Panzerkampfwagen 4. Mortar out again here. Oh, mortars. We got the T2 on the third heavy mortar now. And another Pack 40 of Angreifen. Another Panzerabwehr 41. Being indicated he's really concerned about enemy armor, or could be a hint he's trying to go for tier 4 here. Mortar there, gaining me 2 and 3 kills. Catching ahead here of the third mortar, and of course showing that again, using your mortars to barrage, you know, typically gets them to go a fair bit away there. Now we actually get a second mortar for Angreifen. We get double Granaten there for some Angreifen once more. Surprisingly rare, because again, that does mean you have to press the barrage button twice as much, which is clearly too much for many players. T-34-6 there for Mr. Staff Sergeant. And yeah, we go Angreifen tier 4. And it's easy catching the laying down mines there, the cheeky bastards. Yet, comrades, these are the Easter eggs! It's August! Brilliant! There's the news mortar there. Command tank pushing forward, see. Command tank pushing against in the south. The double mortars here definitely presents a threat here to the Staff Sergeant infantry and support weapons. Now mind again, 2 mortars for sort of just auto barraging can sort of kind of be decent. But again, arguably you should still use like the mortar barrage ability, but like, you know, them just auto firing, if you've got 2 of them, is again kind of decent. In fact, so players if they go for double heavy mortars can be really annoying with that. And it's going to up north here, push back with the T-34-6. But again, you really don't, you still need to like go for the barrage ability for like maximum impact. Northern point here. Bit more heavy mortar fire here. Staff Sergeant once more losing ground here to Angreifen, and the German army to something is soon to turn the tide against the Germans, I think. Angreifen is just handling these mortar teams and his armor here fairly well here for the Staff Sergeant, and it's really putting Staff Sergeant and the 3rd Guards Mechanized Corps in a bit of a pickle here, as Angreifen just keeps hammering away there with his Granatenwerfers. Got a mortar fire there. Forward to the engineers. Mortar white. Excellent kill there for Staff Sergeant. Removes 1 artillery piece there. His backside. He's almost up the command tank. Of course, for Angreifen getting that mortar back in action would be pretty good for him. Heavy Panther got up the base there. Meanwhile, conscripts and the victory point in Northern Plumbing claimed there were conscripts as well there. All 3 squads upgrade, of course, the 7-man status by now. Handful Lancer got shot with the 75mm cannon. Smoke deployed here by Staff Sergeant. Thumbs up, 7 kills. Close to the ace on that one. Hack's got his an armored car all being light on the center of a push head on. No attempt for them to flank around here from the north. Honestly, a bit risky with the third hay mortar around there. Like, say, you know, Staff Sergeant decided to barrage around here. That could become very uncomfortable. Or say, imagine Staff Sergeant had a Katyusha. Again, similarly, potentially very bad times for Angreifen's infantry and support weapons. So, machine to just defend the field point here and sort of defend the victory point as well here. And these push back. Packs also being forced back here, though not exactly without a cost of a Staff Sergeant either. The entire field there littered with serried corpses. As I'm sure Stalin would call it, progress. Katyusha rocket launcher there for Angreifen. Oh, not Angreifen, for Staff Sergeant. There you go, recovering the mortar there. Katyusha there, slowly ramming here. We got the T-34-16 going to use out in the open. Back hitch enforcing healing. We'll have to see what Angreifen goes for. Will it be a Panzerwerfer himself? Will it be command? Oh, not command with the Sturmpanzer. Will it be the Panther? I mean, with 2 mortars though, part of me suspects it's less likely for him to go for a Panzerwerfer. I mean, if you've got 2 mortars, I don't think you're the type to just figure, you know what, I need a Panzerwerfer on top of my 2 mortars, but this is Angreifen, and he could more than readily prove me very wrong in this respect. but we shall of course have to see. 3 kills in that mortar already. Kills in the other one, but it's close to the ace level here. Paxton getting the T-34 from 6. First one hits, second one hits nothing. And there you go, Katrusha Bouch here. Good thing he actually got the grenades away from that, otherwise that could have been a hell of a strike here for Staff Sergeant. Even then, one pack crew there does suffer the ultimate sanction here of the Soviet Union, gets utterly obliterated and scattered across a large area. Setting about destroying the pack 40, of course, a smart move here by Staff Sergeant. Continental Center being absolutely moldy. We've got smoke being deployed. Mortify just raining down death here. I think the smoke... Where's the command tank actually deploying the smoke? I was like, just where did that smoke come from? It's like none of the players were firing it from the mortars. Like, oh right, the command tank can also fire smoke shell. That's a fair amount of smoke here in the match so far. After rushing in Mortify, they're hitting the pack 40 there. Second pack also crewed up, of course, there. Regained here. Close call though there for Angreifen. Command tank suffers here. Hitting mortar there, raining down death. Katyusha still got to go for a barrage again. German mortars though, slamming down. High explosives there, of course, against Staff Sergeant's forces as well there. No mercy here. Command tank taking a nice hit. Getting a nice hit on the half track there. A mortifier there, close to snuffing out there. The mortar, which is now at 5 kills. R1 at 4 kills. So a mortar at 13 kills though. Really starting to catch up there. Email, you can soon go for ET 34,6 more. You could also go for the issue-5. We got 463 to 151. Staff Sergeant for now, he has managed to halt the victory point bleed. But, you know, he's not really managed to turn it around against Angreifen as of yet. Angreifen, meanwhile, at this point, does appear to be going very much for the Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5, T-34,6 there. Narrowly avoiding total destruction at the hands of Angreifen's anti-tank and crews here. Field gun, anti-tank, and they're flanked by the command tank there. Turning around here. And there you go, pack crew wiped again here by Soviet artillery. And anti-tank, watch here, gets the Panther 4 with the damaged engine armor car also getting stuck in it. In fact, seems like the Soviet anti-tank gunners or artillery men there are targeting the armored car. Sort of lucky there for Angreifen. Smoke deployed here to, of course, break line of sight, so the anti-tank will watch. Theoretically, shouldn't work as well. But apparently, you know, I don't know, apparently they got infrared sights there in the Soviet artillery. Go figure. Anyways, command tank knocked out there. Good kill here. Removes the linchpin here from Angreifen's forces. Plus, of course, one pack down here, which could be seized there by Staff Sergeant. Half track there, flanking him forward as well here. Surprised we didn't see more action in the south here, honestly, sooner. Better know, sat there with Staff Sergeant, particularly when he like had the heavy mortar used for their pack grabbed here by the conscripts. May want to deploy some smoke here with the heavy mortar to cover the tree of the pack, or that gun crew is going to get absolutely executed trying to hold off with the pack crew. Email Panther slowly on the way here for Angreifen. Roughly halfway down there. Two-thirds of the way down there. And second T-34 for Staff Sergeant. Almost got all the victory points under control now. It's going to start the bleed there on Angreifen. Using eastwards. Angreifen reorganizing, healing, rebuilding. And of course, awaiting the arrival of the Panther Model A. Ausführung, which was the second model of the Panther. There was the Model D, the Model A, and then finally the Model D. Technically, they were planning a Model F, and there were apparently some Model Fs that fought with Model G turrets in and around Berlin, but technically the Model F never really saw service as the turret was never ready in time. So, little fun fact there. This contract to the Grenadiers here. Panther moving forwards, adding the Pelham machine gun here. Good check of Molotov, they're going to use it. Panther there, diving off to deal with that T-34 Good shot there, punches through the T-34's frontal armor. T-34 shoots, misses. Panther does not miss again, punches right through the T-34's armor. Mortar there. Ooh, close call in the conscripts. Apparently, Angreifen's other mortar got wiped as well. They cost him some experience there, though of course he was kicked recruit at least, thumbs up. But he still crucially has 2 mortars, though Staff Sergeant still has a heavy mortar. And a Katyusha. Here's the advancing conscripts here. So of course the question is, what will Angreifen go for next? Now the command tank, Sturmpanzer, Panzerwerfers, Stugs, I don't know. Katyusha fire off against Angreifen. There you go. Mortar taking a hit from both the hay mortar and possibly the Katyusha barrage as well. He could cost on the mortar or other units, quite frankly. And there you go. Mortar wiped again. Northern Vector Point, they're rendered neutral, but not seized by any player there. We got 401 versus 144. Paxman Fort's going to be advancing here. Need to crew that mortar once more. Panther Fort, there you go. Half to the cut by the Panther and the Pax. And the result is explosive annihilation here for the second anti-aircraft staff sergeant who called in. Nothing but a burning wreck now. Pax being slightly pulled back. Reinforcing healing. Reinforcing there. Should be reinforcing. They are healing though. There you go. Mortar recruit with the Pioneers again. Other mortars managed to 2 and 7 kills by now. Steady advancing in the centre from Staff Sergeant once more against Southern Vector Point. Also bit over. We got machine gun back in his old position. We got mines to cover against a potential flank here from Angreifen. Not a bad idea there by Staff Sergeant, honestly. Not a bad idea at all. In the centre there, Contra continue taking aim fire from those German Granatenwerfers. 8 kills. Only now Vecchi 2-1. Fresh push on the Southern Vector Point, but again, we still got that MD-42 here, which of course is going to be a hell of a headache here for Staff Sergeant's force to deal with. It's going to need either some tank support or some artillery support. And so far, neither of the two seem to be particularly forthcoming here from Staff Sergeant to help in liberating the Southern Victory Point from the fascist scourge. Concentrate against the car point here, right through a surprisingly lightly defend against infantry sort of center position there. And then the mortars and the Panthers sort of push back the T-Fed full machine force position as he does have to get the hay mortar to work there. Thumbs up, 18 kills. Entertain their firing shots at the Panther. Katyusha there, could fire again, 9 kills, half H veterans who won. Got 382 versus 144. Staff Sergeant back to bleeding out Angreifen. Angreifen there. Could be a Sturmpanzer here. Even like Katyusha Barrage right around here. I mean, there's so many units moving back and forth here for Angreifen, so firing the Katyusha at this point kind of makes sense here. Decent chance to get lucky and, murder something, and he did murder something. No wipes, though. Nothing that crucial, but, still made an impact there on Angreifen. Made things a bit more messy for him. Staff Sergeant bringing the HE5 tank, so here's a bit more heavily armed threat here to the Panther. Something to give him a bit of a headache. As for Angreifen, still no real indicator as to what it's playing. Oh, there we go. Was, after all, the Sturmpanzer 4 or Stupa. Keep him foot. Again. Another attempt to get that calf point here, but Angreifen, of course, is this time a bit better prepared. Mortars at it again. 19 kills in the hay mortar, HE5, they're almost done. We got counter going for the Panther, anti-tank grenades that are being prepared here. Panther veterans who won, and they almost got it off there, but fell a bit short there. Sturmpanzer 4 right around the corner here of Angreifen, the Großdeutschland. Up north here, comes going for Northern Point here, and the south machine gun remains just where it is. Getting a bit of first aid there from the Pioneers. Anti-tank at the ace level, forced to disengage, and there you go, car point hit again. The artillery fire from the hay mortars making it difficult for Angreifen just easily contest the car point. And then push back. Panzer 4 they're arriving. Adding both the spawning subs and the pillowment machine gun. And again, just firing down a lot of artillery in the car front, making it difficult for Angreifen to get it back. So we got to continue speed on Angreifen, though again, fairly slow. There's just been no major attempt here from Staff Sergeant to grab that southern victory point. No smoke screens or additional dispatches there. Even the tanks being sent in to like just force it off there pretty easily. It's a bit noteworthy there from Staff Sergeant. That is a bit noteworthy. Comes the gun, do you see it? T-55 at the gun, do you see? Pack 45 at the T-54 from 6. Damaged engine there. There you go, raft grenades on the heavy mortar. Does wipe it here. Oh dear, that's a pretty good wipe there for Angreifen. The only thing actually better at this point, if actually able to grab the heavy mortar and then use it against Staff Sergeant. There goes Staff Sergeant here, going for the anti-tank Overwatch. That said, the calling of it this time around is actually much more questionable. Like, the way it's positioned, it becomes very easy for Angreifen to pull his armor out of its radius here. Like, I don't know why I did like that. Maybe it was a bit brain fart, maybe it was a misclick. Either way, though, it ends up, you know, sort of being a waste of munitions. Like, maybe he was just looking to, like, really quickly force the German tanks to pull back. Or the German tanks and assault tanks. Maybe it was a misclick. I don't know. It's hard to say, of course, what exactly was going through Staff Sergeant's mind at that moment. Meanwhile, a few shots there, so it apparently still lingers around even as the ability is worn out. Sturmpanzer shoots. Pin machine taking to the counter as well there. Mortified joining in. Then we got 10 kills. We got 1 kill. Those German mortars have been done a fair amount of damage here to Angreifen. Despite being wiped, you know, repeatedly. They still, like, you know, gotten some kills in here and there. Quick bombard here with the mortars, of course. There we go. I think it's worked. I'm actually surprised that he went for a mortar rather than a Dishka. There's a bit of a surprise there from Staff Sergeant, though. Part of me wouldn't be surprised if it's just like a bit of exhaustion, like the match has gone for so long, and he just sort of kind of forgot he could call him Dishka. Instead, like, just by more instinct, went for the Maxim machine gun. Part of me would not be entirely surprised at that. Panther easily bouncing shots there from the 45mm tank gun there. The one shot still went through that max range. First push forwards here by Staff Sergeant centre victory point. And all this all been claimed by Angreifen. Got 323 versus 121. T-54 was waiting repairs. Sturmpanzer continue to be a massive pain in the posterior here for Staff Sergeant infantry. With this 150mm gun, which can absolutely obliterate infantry, along with houses in the actual war. The Sturmpanzer fear basically was the result of the German experience in Stalingrad, where they realized they needed something fairly heavily armored to knock out, you know, fortified positions. They actually improvised a solution there by grabbing Stuks and, you know, welding a massive, you know, structure on them and using a 15cm howitzer on them. That was known as the Stuk 33B, I believe. And looked kind of similar to that one, except a lot cruder. They had a bunch of those, used them in Stalingrad, and of course after Stalingrad they just went, you know, maybe we should just, you know, design these from the ground up. And that became the Sturmpanzer fear. T-54 coming forward here, Panther gaining that T2 there. Taking direct hit from the H5 straight for the frontal armor, mortar firing down the Maxim here. 12 kills, 3 kills, both 32 though. Mortar, Max forced withdraw, of course, under the intense mortar fire there. And he also goes for a regular mortar by now. Truly, mortar combat. And we got the creeping barrage here. I think he's trying to, like, knock out the mortars that way. Yup. Basically using the fact they're a series of precision strikes stitched together. And he does actually, that way, utterly destroy one of Angreifen's mortars. Not just the crew, but the mortar itself is utterly and irrevocably destroyed there. But there you go, veteran free on one of the mortars again. Just 323 hits at 82. Still nothing about the southern victory point really there from Staff Sergeant. Would not be surprised at this point. He's just basically like, you know, heart on his map, just marked Terra Incognita. And seeing there, firing at the Panther heroically. Most of the shots they're bouncing off. That's time still to go through. And mortar fire, of course, raining down death on the anti-tank gun there. Angreifen wants the anti-tank gun very much summarily, well, removed from the face of this very pixelated Earth. There you go, wipes the anti-tank through this mortar. 22 kills on his Granatenwerfer. Sturmpanzer lands a hell of a hit in the conscripts. Pack, though, has been wiped out. Mortar fire keeps raining down there. Needs to retreat. That mortar crew before it gets wiped and possibly destroyed. There we go, retreats. Meanwhile, Contra going for the Sturmpanzer. 10 kills. Half H82, in fact, a bit more than that. H2 farming force to the H2 itself. Pack crew once more up the Angreifen. But there you go, wiped out by the third mortar, which on the other hand is also close to death. And probably needs to retreat and healed and reinforce itself. Wrecking the Pack 40 here. In fact, that means at this point, Angreifen's packs have been cleared out and destroyed, both of them. That's a pretty decent kill there for Staff Sergeant. You know, the other mortar gets recruited, narrowly failed to destroy it here before. Angreifen's Grenadiers got their hands on it once more. So he still keeps the mortar at the front line. There's CoH2 is also ready to fire again. Panther's just hanging back here, having a nice time. The Cleveland Force falling back. They're baiting the Panther into the H-5's guns. Of course, the Panther just keeps at it. Goes straight at the H-5 here, exploding a bit the chaos here. And a slight disarray there in the lines. But there you go. He may have just, thrown away the Panther. A grievous mistake here by Angreifen. And an easy kill suddenly for Staff Sergeant, leaving Panther, well, Angreifen Panther-less. He's going for another Panther, another Panzerkampfwagen 5. Mortar fire keeps raining down death here. And losing that Pack 40 right now would be absolutely disastrous. Maxims and anti-tank lying abandoned. Should probably at least recruit the machine gun. Anti-tank at this point is probably not going to do him too much good. I mean, he could technically also use it, of course, to fire fragmentation rounds, though so far Staff Sergeant has not shown much of an interest in that. Machine gun their recruit, but they get rough grenaded here by Angreifen's Grenadier. Mortar fire there, raining down death. Almost got the Grenadier squad there wiped. Panthers right around the corner. We got 6 kills on the third mortar. We got the German mortar there back in action for the fatherland. Extra having forts near the ace level. Panther ready. Good shot from the found the Sturmpanzer. And there goes Sturmpanzer, Teamwette 2, Schützen added. In a 472. T for the time flanking with extra engine in the Pack 40. And there we go. Panther number 2 arriving here to cause a mess once more for Staff Sergeant. His T for the 476 suffering quite a fair amount of damage. The main gun has seen significantly better days and will have to replace there. At this point, the only thing can be useful is trying clothes on it. And even that might be a bit questionable. And he's pushing forward here. T-Fid 4 number 2 getting shot at, and Panther faster, damaging its engine as well there. Panther Packman 40 mortar fire, the rain down death here. Staff Sergeant needs to up the front there. Go could use your barrage officer. Had to get a fair amount of fuel. Could easily call in more tanks here or something like that. We'll have to see what the course goes for. T-Fid's not about to get knocked out, but the Panther still got the H5 there near ace level now, actually. Providing covering fire here for the retreating T-54. The Panther actually moves forwards. Angreifen apparently willing to risk losing another Panther here to the surge, but this time he does pull it out there before he loses it as well. Both T-54s and H5 need repairs here. Machine gun there engaged with the Sturmpanzer, and of course the only real course of action to commit to his retreat. And there you go. Going for another anti-tank overwatch against the Panther. Of course, the angling could have been better. There's still that sort of bit where you can sort of like get out of it fairly easily in theory. He'll of course have he does get out of it. But he could have angled it again a bit better rather than having the Panther be at the center. Should have like at the southern edge of the circle, like, you know, basically should have like, you know, dared him to like go out of it by moving closer to a lot of Staff Sergeant stuff, basically. So got away with the Panther there. Mortar grab Northern Point, low on health. Crucially also low in numbers. At least it's not low in targets. 23 kills on the German mortar. There you go, so mortar crew wiped. Actually, Angreifen could grab that one and be back at 2 medium mortars. I'm just going to do it, but he could do it. And there you go, Stuke 3G there for Angreifen. 2 thumbs up. T-34-6 advancing on his moving as well here. Bringing up the Panzerfaust, but they are being met with a Deschka machine gun. Finally brought one in, and then he goes for a Maxim again. Alright. Like at this point, I feel like he should be bringing in like more tanks, another tank destroyer. I feel like 2 machine guns, including 1 Deschka there, is probably more than sufficient for Staff Sergeant under current circumstances. Panther going for it again here. Stuke almost done for Deutschland. There you go. T-34-6 knocked out. Meanwhile, fresh Maxim arrives here for Staff Sergeant. Another Maxim there firing at the Panzer IV in a rather, well, pointless manner. There you go. Stuke 3G has arrived here for Angreifen and the German army. The Sturmgeschütz as von G oil model. Mortar crew there. Hauling ass there before they get smashed to bits by the Katyusha rocket launcher. H5 going for the Sturmpanzer. T-54 going for it. Shot bounces. Pack crews are about to get knocked out here. It's another creeping barrage. Machine gun in the south here. Didn't destroy the Pack 40 again. The old Sturmpanzer moving forwards again as well around to the H5. T-54 goes back southward to assist in the south there. Seems like again you finally remember there's a southern victory point. It's only just 2 points too. Truly desperation caused people to achieve wondrous things, like remembering there's a southern victory point, and maybe it's just, you know, sending a bloody tank to help get it, make it, you know, accessible to your own troops. Rather than just hope your opponent moves the machine gun away from it at some point. North here, Pioneers rushing in, then rushing away here. There you go, running on the southern point. Neutral Stuke just shrugging off the bullets there. Not exactly what you call particularly concerned about it. Panther sitting out there. And he's flanking against the Maxim. And that's going to get wiped. That's a nice little haul there for Angreifen, I suppose. Considering numbers is 2. H5 scores another great hit in the Panther. Stuke just pointing in the wrong direction. Johnson Monsters 2 got another creeping. Oh, just regular barrage this time. No creeping barrages here from Staff Sergeant. Combining the Maxim there. Bunker busting barrage. North here we got the gun used the conscripts backed up by Deschka machine gun there. Center point being cleared out there. He needs to throw everything his scout into it, honestly, because otherwise, you know, Ungrim's going to grab it and then he's going to be dead. Now the T-54 we got the conscripts being pushed towards here. Stuke fighting the T-54 from 6. Reposition falls away from the south here. Sturmpanzer behind the conscript there with its 105 from the gun. H5 going to the Pack and the Stuke, taking quite a bit of damage to the Stuke. Of course, it's not coming out scathed out of this engagement either. Stuke kaput, but still the conscript got pushed off the point. And crucially, Staff Sergeant has not... Wait, he's moving the Pack 40 off the point? Wait, what? That's got to be a mistake there. Got the Panther diving in there. Blitzkrieg forwards takes out the Ace tank destroyer crew. Katyusha trying to sort of get between the base structures and the hedges, fails miserably at it. Like a hippopotamus trying to squeeze his way through supermarket entrance. And, well, explodes. Not like a hippopotamus. Unless it was filled with propane. Anyways, Panther is engaging here. We got 247 versus 2. Staff Sergeant keeps up the desperate fight here. Almost got the Maxim there. Chaos reigns here, but Staff Sergeant is rapidly running out of forces here to throw at Angreifen here. Panther forward then there for Angreifen. Panther's about to get knocked down. He's moving forwards here. There you go. Damage the engine cannon. Panther turn around fast enough here. Who will win this? Engagement between the Panther and T-Fed forward it is. T-Fed forward down. Center point under neutral. Constantly moving in here, but again they're rushing into each Sturmpanther and 2 Grenadier squads. And of course the Panther I suppose. But that one is quite frankly not relevant in this engage. All going from northern point here. At this point I think it is safe to say this is very much GG. Unit wiped. Northern point under neutral. Then he moves off it, but it doesn't matter, like, his opponent's going to bleed out anyways. So there you go, GG, game over. He lost for Staff Sergeant, victory for Angreifen. At times a close fight, but Staff Sergeant, I feel like, in part, just had some slight cases of tunnel vision, completely ignored the south at times. Also, I think, again, I think that 3rd machine gun was a bit of a mistake there. Could have done more barraging with his mortars and some other elements here. But, quite interesting fight here. Some nice back and forth. Nice use of mortars by Angreifen. Again, I keep saying mortars are good. And I feel like, again, this is one of those matches that do highlight what they can do for you. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe. If you like the content I make and wish to support it, make me see more of it. You can pledge on Patreon, like mentioned before. You can donate by PayPal. Links in the description. Or if you think about pre-ordering Communist Fleet, which releases in just about a week, you can do so by the link in the comments. Use the code CoH2 and I get a nice cut of the sale. So that's a great way to support the game, or get the game and support me. So thank you all for joining in. See you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.